Good morning, guys. Man, I like this little background of some spooky music. Day before Halloween. Good morning to you guys. It's Trooper Steve on patrol, 10 a.m. or 10:02 on October 30th. So, funny story. First, we are live here in the community of Celebration. They do it right. Everything they do. I love this community so much. I'd say if I was to live on the west side of Osceola, if I had to come down here and pick a place, this is where I would live. The community's been around for a long time. It was a kind of a Disney pilot community, and it turned out to be an absolute success. But that is where I am at today. But I got to tell you a quick funny story here before we continue this morning, okay? Listen, you guys know I'm real. I don't think too fast because it's live TV, and I'm just like, well, say whatever. So I always thought, here we go, All Hallows Eve was the eve before Halloween. But All Hallows Eve is All Hallows Eve Halloween. So I got educated very quickly via Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos this morning. And it's the eve because November 1st is All Saints Day. So it's the eve of All Saints Day. Little history lesson for us, right? But we are talking today Halloween safety. Halloween driver safety, pedestrian safety. I am your traffic safety guy. So driving safely on Halloween is vital. Vital. Tomorrow, we're going to have a medical doctor in Results One with us and talking about what they see from a medical perspective, the outcomes of people really messing up during Halloween. So we are here in the community of Celebration, like I said, and I wanted to really just talk about the basics from safety tips to drivers, to safety tips to pedestrians, and at the same time, we get to maybe find a few really decorated homes out in this community. I have already spotted a few clowns. We're not going to call them yet just because I want to be able to use our counter. But listen, if you are a bicyclist in the town of Celebration or drive one of these electric vehicles, which they are extremely famous for, please, if you are on the roadway, you must operate on all rules of the road. So you don't just get to run stop signs and stuff like that. So please be careful when you're out and about, especially here in the downtown area. So we're in downtown Celebration here. Celebration is simply put, is a community. It is not a municipality. The government of Osceola County governs Celebration. They do have a board and all that fun stuff. But there is no mayor. There is no elected body. It is simply a community that is really awesome. To my right here, kind of an eatery area. You got one of the cafes that are here, the Celebration Town Tavern, also located out here, great spot. And then on my left here, great little hotel, the Celebration Hotel on the other side. So like I said, Celebration, a very thriving community, and it is a community that has a lot. When I say a lot, I'm talking a lot of people in one location that tend not to migrate out of that community. So what does that mean? That means come tomorrow night, this area is going to be jam-packed. And you know those communities that people talk about? Like, oh, my community doesn't do it right, so we're going to all pack the car and the kids and we're going to drive somewhere. Celebration is one of those places. So it draws a lot of people all seasons, because even during the holidays, this area, during the Christmas holidays, this place blows up because people just decorate like crazy within the area. So what we're going to talk about first is our driver safeties tips, and of course is simply, first one is stay alert for trick-or-treaters. They are going to be all over the place, to include pedestrians. Normal pedestrian traffic is allowed, and you know, it brings out a diverse group of people. I'm talking different age groups, from college kids to younger folks, to all of it. So They're waving hi to us there. Maybe they know who New 6 is. And of course, we're going to have a bunch of vampires and Wolverines running around. So we've got to be careful. Keep your eyes peeled and expect the unexpected. That's the big thing. Like, as you're cruising here, I'm taking it extra slow just to demonstrate, but you also want to, boom, clown, motorcycle, ran the stop sign, like blew that stop sign. So, Jesus. So, all right, back on track. You've got to watch between the cars, too, because what's going to happen is some of these kids may come out in places that you're not expecting. And look, they have festivities all going on. Off to my left here, they have a huge pumpkin patch located here that is currently closed, but I believe the sign said about 3 o'clock this afternoon. I'm not sure. But there is also a sign up over here showing that they are having their whole kind of festive thing going on in the evening. Tomorrow night, Light in the Night Family Fun Fest from 4 to 9 p.m. tomorrow. So you want to make sure you check that out. But what were we talking about exactly? Driver safety tips. Meanwhile, that motorcycle just blowing signs out here. You got to be careful also when you're driving out here, because look how tight some of the roadway area gets. I'm messing up cameras here. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. And here we go. So roadway can get really small, plus put a lot of cars out here and get real interesting. So slow down and scan the road. You want to constantly be scanning if you're driving out here. Reduce your speed. If it says 25, I'm recommending that you go 20 out here. They have plenty of marked crosswalks. So you want to make sure you're scanning the crosswalks for the kids. You're looking at even lower profile to the roadway. The young trick-or-treaters are in unexpected places, all right? So kids are going to be excited. They're going to be out and about, and that means they can dart out just like a bat. So be careful while you're out there, okay? And I'll put this one out there from a law enforcement perspective. Hear me out. If you see somebody that might be suspicious, that might be putting the spidey senses up on the back of your neck, or someone who might be considered DUI, contact law enforcement immediately. You don't want to engage. You really don't, especially on Halloween night. It gets a little creepy out there. But you want to make sure that you remove anything that could endanger anybody out on the roads, especially our trick-or-treaters out there. So if you do run into something that's suspicious, or someone who's just not driving right, contact your local law enforcement, dial 911, let them know where you're at, and we'll get them off the road, okay? So here's one of those nice houses, fully decked out, looking pretty cool here with the Mickey Mouse inflatable and the candy. Let's see, what do we got out here? Pretty cool. They're coming out, checking us out, but you can see right there off to the side. And then the next house over here got the crime scene tape set up. And everyone's getting involved out here. My right side, people putting stuff up. I love when communities like this, or just a community in general, get involved. My community is rather boring where I live, and not much going on. But we'll show you one more house here, and then we'll talk about the pedestrian tips that I want to get out to you guys. So, oh, this is cool. Check this out. My cameras today, guys, I tell you something. All right, stand by. There we go. Look at that. How simple, but pretty cool. Seeing a little pumpkin patch outside. So when it comes to the pedestrians, let's talk about this, because with you guys, you're in complete control of your own safety while you're out and about, okay? First and foremost, I'm going to pull over because I want to talk directly to you guys, all right? So let's talk real quick. So hear me out. Halloween is not what it used to be, and unfortunately there are people out there that use Halloween to prey on people when they are least expecting it, right? So, buddy system. I live by the buddy system. The military preached the buddy system into me, and it can work in your everyday, your everyday life. And when I say the buddy system, I mean, don't go out there walking around, especially at night, alone, okay? Even in your own neighborhood. Safety in numbers, pair up, triple up, quadruple up. I don't care, but just don't go out knocking on doors by yourself out there, and have a plan. What do I mean by that? Let people know where you're going that are not with you, so that if they don't hear from you at a certain point in time throughout the night, that they know that they can check up on you, or that you're going to check in with them, what communities you're going to and stuff like that. And if you happen to get lost or you get separated, have a rally point that you both, or all four of you, or I hope maybe a group of 10 of you are going out, that you know where to meet back up within a couple of minutes of when you realize, hey, I lost my group out there. Because listen, when the sun goes down, the werewolves come out, the vampires. You don't want any of that stuff, all right? So I just want you to guys be safe. Follow the rules of the road. What do I mean by that? Just because it is Halloween does not mean that you can just casually walk out in the streets. It does not mean that you can just dart across a sidewalk without looking, okay? I mean that seriously. Check this one out. This house is decked out this morning. We're going to go right by this one. Pretty cool. Whoa. Talk about creepy. An entire cemetery set up with ghouls and goblins coming out. And this one, check this one out. Pretty cool. It's like spooky Disney Haunted Mansion themed. But rules of the roadway will still apply on Halloween. And I need you to understand that. Especially when you're in a group. Herd mentality sometimes kick in. I'm trying to use a polite term. I sometimes say sheep, because sheep will do what the other sheep are doing. But herd mentality. If someone is out and they're excited, then you get excited. But we need to maintain safety in that mentality when we're out walking around, especially at night, once that night falls. Cross the streets at the crosswalks or major intersections. Try not to dart across mid-block. And if you have to, or if you're going to do that, especially between cars, we've just talked about the drivers, encouraging them to make sure they're looking for you. You need to make sure that you're looking out for them. No matter who's in the right, I promise you, whether you're dressed up as a superhero or some kind of spooky character, when that car hits you, you're going to lose. So none of that. Keep in mind, a lot of this stuff can be prevented simply by wearing reflective clothing. I want you guys to be visible while you're out there. I know it's not always the most appealing thing. People don't want to be wearing a vest or anything like that. And I'm not saying that you need to wear a vest. What I'm saying is maybe add something to your ankle. It's as easy as a bike light on your foot. And I know that sounds ridiculous to some of you, but you're not going to a Halloween contest. You're not going to a party. You're walking around the neighborhood. So you ultimately want to be seen. I'm telling you, over the years, a lot of parents, even a lot of you guys that are dressed up, younger crowd, you've gotten so much better at maintaining and being aware of your safety that I see reflective like armbands wrapped around ankles during the Halloween season. And I think that is absolutely amazing. So guys, listen, with Halloween tomorrow, there is always an increase in pedestrian crashes. There's always an increase in incidences that can be 100% avoidable. And that is what I do. I preach about avoidable tragic incidents, and unfortunately they happen all the time. So I take this stuff real serious, and I love Halloween. If I'm kind of bummed that it's on a Thursday this year, but I want you guys to have a great time, so that Friday morning when we, your News 6 morning team, come in, we're not reporting on any bad thing that happened. We're saying, man, it was a great time. Looks like all these festivities, you guys are going to pin your awesome photos on the Pin It's page so we can see what your night looked like, and we're going to welcome in November 1st and November on Positive Thoughts. So please have an amazing, 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 amazing Halloween. Be safe. Pay attention when you're crossing the roadways. Drivers in these little communities and parking lots and things like that, reduce your speed. I want you to make sure you're looking between vehicles before, as you're driving through neighborhoods. And kids, parents, just have the talk of, hey guys, look, we're headed out. Just be safe when we're out in the streets, and before we cross the road, always stop and check. Just put it at the forefront of everyone's mind, because Friday I want us to check all your photos out and everyone be pretty excited about it. So guys, I will see you tomorrow on Halloween, because we will be welcoming in a medical doctor talking about Halloween safety, things that they see, and just keep this safety thing at the forefront of our minds. So when we welcome in Halloween tomorrow night, we're all prepared. You guys have an amazing day. Be safe. I'll see you guys tomorrow.